The new channel. See the new. The new channel. See the new. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to the new channel, here to help you see the new you. This is Dr. Mike Chua, streaming live here in Tennessee, and this is iBusiness. All right, we are back streaming live here in beautiful Martin, Tennessee, and today I'm just by myself today, but I've got a special guest. I know we are missing Bert tonight because he is under the weather in Texas there. Well, anyway, we miss you, Bert. We miss you. I missed you. I talked to him the other day, and he said he's not feeling well, but hopefully he will be back here on Thursday. Well, anyway, just a special encouragement for today. The reason again why we have this iBusiness is for us to help you improve your influence and impact in your industry so you can be better, so you can be the best that you can be. So if you're watching live, please comment live. If you're watching on the replay, please comment replay, because we want to know if you're watching us and we're helping you. So I see people who are going there in our Facebook page. So again, thank you very much for those people who are watching. Please comment where you're from. If you are there in the Philippines, please comment, what city and what province you're there. I hope everybody there is good in the Philippines. And of course, if you're watching here in the States, please put in your city and your state so we would know and give you a special shout out. But today, again, we always talk about what you call how to improve your influence and impact in your industry by following, again, the mentor method. But before I keep on talking about the mentor method, I just want to give a shout out to Owie VM. Good morning, Owie. What is going on there? Where are you at, Owie? And then, of course, Dr. RV Vitente. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. He is watching live in Miami, Florida. Thank you very much, RV, for watching. And your new guy today is really doing good. So thank you for trusting me with your students. Well, anyway, let's go back to the mentor method. In order for you to be able to improve your influence and impact in your specific industry, you have to be a mentor. What is a mentor? A mentor is somebody that actually guides you, actually coaches you, actually brings out the best in you. And that's what you want to be in that specific field that you're actually joining, or actually wanting to serve. So just like when you're back in school, right? But when you're back in school, you've got this really good professor, just like RV Vitente. If you have a good professor or a good teacher or any kind of friend and actually teaches you, and that's what you want to have. You don't want to have a boss. You want to have a leader. You want to have a mentor. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. What is a mentor? We're going to break down those letters of MENTOR. In that way, you can start how to improve your influence and impact in your specific business or in specific industry. So, Owie said he is in Rizal, Philippines. Thank you very much for watching in Rizal. Uh, Rizal is, I guess, it's pretty close in Las Piñas, right? So correct me if I'm wrong. And then Bullhead City, Arizona. Oh gosh, thank you very much for watching, Alden. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Bullhead City, Arizona. Oh gosh, that's so great. Well, anyway, let's go back to that mentor method. Mentor method, mentor. So letter M, you have to meet a need. What is a need? What is a need? So, for example, in my case, it's Alzheimer's and dementia. That's the specific need or the specific niche that I'm serving. The specific niche, Niche. So hard to spell, right? Niche. So that's the specific need. You have to find that specific market. That's the word there. You have to meet that specific market, right? Specific market. Before I keep going to the next letter, good morning from Malaysia. Hello, Tonette. Thank you. Oh, gosh. How is Malaysia, Tonette? How's everything there? I hope everything is doing good. And then RV said, you are a great mentor yourself. Thank you very much for mentoring my students. Again, they love you. Thank you very much, RV. We love them too. I love them too. Thank you very much for trusting them to me here. And then, of course, Melissa Strout, one of my code dementia coach in our group. Well, anyway, so let's go back to that mentor series again. M, meet a need, meet a niche, or meet a market. What specific market are you wanting to serve? You cannot serve everyone. So in the medical field, when you want to go to a heart doctor, guess what? You go to a cardiologist, right? You just don't go to a general practitioner, right? So, for example, your let's just say your teeth is hurting, okay? Your teeth or your mouth or whatever. You don't go to a heart doctor, you go to a dentist. So every doctor has their own specific specialty. So when you're starting your own business, you have to make sure you have to find that specific market that you want to serve, because you cannot serve everyone. If you're serving everyone, you're serving no one. The only person who can serve everyone is actually Amazon and Lazada. Lazada is in the Philippines, right? So Lazada. But if you want to start your own business, you have to find that specific niche, right? Specific niche. So what's the next letter? Next letter of that word is actually E, is educate. You have to learn how to educate those specific people who you're actually serving. For example, in my case, it's Alzheimer's and dementia. So I'm educating them. I'm teaching them how to learn more about Alzheimer's and dementia. I'm teaching them how to be able to understand dementia, which is, which my book is. My title of my book is Misunderstanding Dementia. So in your case, whatever your niche is, if you're serving, let's just say you're serving little kids, you're serving people who wants to lose weight, you have to educate them. Educate them by, how do you educate? You give them books, some books. Write a book, write a small book. It doesn't have to be a big, thick book. This is a book of my daughter. It's not even a lot. It's very, very thin, but it instantly creates an authority. If you want to be an authority in your specific niche or in your specific market, you have to write a book, ladies and gentlemen. You have to write a book. Why? The word authority. Let me turn that off here. The word authority, it means author. So if you want to be an authority in that specific field, you want to be an author, right? So you educate. How else do you educate? You educate them by creating a show or a podcast or a YouTube channel or whatever, something like this. Reach out to Lloyd, reach out to Apple. In that way, you can start educating people how to be a better, how to serve that specific niche. What's the next letter? It's letter N. You have to learn how to network. Network with those people who are actually winning in that game. You have to reach out to them. How do you reach out? Email them, Facebook them, add them in their Facebook, add them in their Instagram, add them in whatever, in their whatever social media account. So that's the next letter N. What's the next? It's letter T. You have to find a team of people that is actually going to bring out the best in you. Team of people that will push you to your next level, because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So whoever you hang out with, guess what? That's going to be you. So if you're hanging out with people who are actually winning, guess what? You're going to win. Today, we have a special guest, and we're going to win with this lady that we're going to be interviewing, right? And what's the next letter on the word mentor? Letter O. Letter O. Provide one-on-one coaching. One-on-one. Not W, but O. One-on-one coaching, okay? Type in one-on-one if you have a one-on-one coach. You need to find a person that you will coach, in that group, in that specific group. So, for example, in my case, Alzheimer's and dementia, I have clients that I coach one-on-one. I have patients that I treat one-on-one. I have customers that I educate one-on-one. Same thing with you. Whatever group or niche you're serving, you have to provide the one-on-one coaching, right? Right? And you yourself, if you want to be better, you need to find somebody who's actually going to coach you. Because if you want to be a good coach, you need to be a better coachee. Is that a word? Is that a word? Well, anyway, like what I said, in order for you to be a good leader, you need to learn how to be a good follower first. You cannot be a good leader, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you this in a nice way. You cannot be a good leader if you don't know how to follow instructions, don't know how to follow people around, don't know how to follow the right way. Of course, you have to follow the right person. You have to follow the right group. You have to follow the right specific leadership. But you need to learn how to follow first. Okay. Well, I see Apple there. Thank you very much, Apple, for commenting there. And last but not the least, letter R. You have to learn how to find a repeat or recurring revenue. Repeat or recurring revenue. We're gonna put that out in the chat box on what are the different letters. Why do you need to have a repeat or recurring revenue? Why? Because you need to have a business. That's why we call it iBusiness. If you are doing all of those letters, MENTOR, and if you're not making money out of it, it's not a business. It's just a hobby. You need to make money out of your business. In that way, you can actually survive in these trying times. And that mentor method that we talked about or just talked about is actually a blueprint. It's a blueprint for your success because other people are actually doing it. And you know what? Who's doing it? Our actual special guest for today. Our special guest for today is actually also a doctor of physical therapy. She is my co-administrator in one of the group that we serve. We serve what we call the Alternative Careers Group for rehab professional. And basically, she helps other people find and teach them how to start their own side hustle. So without further ado, I have a special here. How the audience, okay. People, you can watch the specific webinar. It's a free webinar. You can go to my Facebook page. You can go to my Facebook page. You can watch that free webinar or also on my website, drmikechua.com/mentor. Okay, you can check it out, drmikechua.com/mentor, and that way you can learn more about how to improve your influence and impact because we dive deep on that specific topic. We go one and every letters there on that specific mentor method. But again, without further ado, I would like to put in our special guest for tonight. It's not Bert, it's not Apple, it's not Lloyd, but we got Dr. Emma Shapiro live from New Jersey, USA. She's not the Miss Universe, but she looks like the Miss Universe. There you go. Where's your crowd,
Hello.
Emma?
Good morning, everyone, or good evening, depending upon where you are in the world. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm so excited to speak with you about side hustles and online businesses. And Mike is a wonderful mentor. Definitely. I agree with all of you. He has so much wisdom and is just such an amazing influence in the dementia community, in the healthcare community, and just global with iBusiness. So I'm really excited to be here. And, for those of you watching, what I really would want to know right now is, what business are you wanting to start, or what business are you currently in? That way, Mike and myself, maybe tonight, can tailor some advice and some talking points to those of you who are watching. Or on the replay, please put it in, and I'm sure that we can address some of those comments later on in the replay.
Perfect. So I don't know if you heard that, ladies and gentlemen. She was asking you guys, what is the specific business that you want to work on? What is the specific group that you want to serve? So before I keep on asking Emma, I just want to shout out to Melissa there. She said, "Yeah, Emma." So
Yay, thank
exclamation
you,
mark there.
Melissa.
So and Melissa is as part of our group. She's also a certified dementia practitioner. So thank you very much, Melissa, for shouting out there. So again, thank you, Emma. Before we keep going, so you're a physical therapist too. What do you do now in New Jersey? I mean, aside from being a physical therapist, so I know
Well,
what she
Mike
does,
Mike
but I just
knows me very well, but I should probably introduce myself. So, my name is Dr. Emma Shapiro. I'm a physical therapist. I've been a practicing physical therapist for going on 6 years now. I've worked all around the nation. I've worked in California, in New York, in New Jersey, and ultimately just doing all that different work. I had student loans. I don't know if anyone else has student loans can relate to that, but student loans really started me on this path to becoming a healthcare entrepreneur and starting my various online businesses because my student loans, they caused a lot of stress, anxiety, fear, and frustration. And so I was looking for more ways to earn income, which I'm sure many of you can relate to that, just trying to find more ways to earn income. And so I realized that one of my unique career paths was in a career called traveling physical therapy, which essentially is where you can work short term contracts all around the nation. I'm not sure if they have that in other countries, but at least in the United States. And so I started doing this and I realized this was such an amazing career route. And so I decided to write a book on this topic because there really wasn't anyone there to give me advice on this unique career route. And my fellow classmates and my peers, they were really hesitant about it. And so I realized that my word was so important and I needed to go out there and I needed to share it. And so I'm sure you guys can relate that maybe you have a unique knowledge, a unique talent that you have that other people could really benefit from learning. And that's what I realized with this career route that I had chosen, was that this was really unique and so important for me to share. And so I wrote a book and it actually became an Amazon bestseller. And so I was really excited about that. But after writing it and publishing it, it sort of died down. The sales died down. And I realized then that when you publish a book, and you'll realize this with any business you start or any side hustle you start, that when you do something, you actually have to have like a multi approach to your marketing. So with the book, I thought that was enough. But then I realized I needed to create an audience, just like what Mike talked about with the mentor system. I needed to get out there and educate on a more personal connection. And so I realized I needed to take my book and create a course and create a Facebook group and a community where then I could share my knowledge and people could really relate to me and connect, just like what we're doing right now with this show, really connecting with each other and sharing information through this more personal way. And that really helped improve my business. And so, if you're thinking about, or if you've taken some steps to grow your online business or side hustle, what other ways can you start connecting with your community? And so the book led me to all these community building activities. And that led me actually to be the co-administrator with Mike and several other people at the time with this amazing Facebook community that now we've grown to 21,000 healthcare professionals. And we help serve them and really teach them about different alternative careers in healthcare, like starting a kids' gym, becoming like a home health agency, starting a Pilates business, and even starting online businesses as healthcare professionals. And so I'm really passionate about helping other people start online businesses and have learned a lot in my time. So I'm really eager to help everyone on this show.
Perfect. Perfect. I know everyone that is actually a long answer there, but before I keep on grilling Emma, I just want to give a shout out to Miss Lita Esplana. Miss Lita Esplana, thank you very much. She is watching from the Philippines, Tarlac City. Tarlac City. Is that how you say Tarlac? And then we roll it with the R, Emma. So Tarlac. And
Powerful.
then, of course, the puppet master, Juan Lulunaria. Thank you very much for watching in Antipolo City. Thank you very much. She's also one of the hosts in this beautiful new channel that we have. So, again, thank you very much for those people who are watching. But I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching and listening, please comment live where your city at, where you from. But while Emma was talking, I was mesmerized because she was talking about the fear, the anxiety, the uncertainty. Guess what? If you have fear and anxiety, that's okay, ladies and gentlemen, because now is the perfect time to start your own side hustle. If you're working right now, that's good. If you're working right now, and you're blessed that you still have a job right now, right? But if you are not working right now, and then you want to start your own business, you got to follow the mentor method. You got to follow what Emma is going to teach us today, because the goal here is to actually to be able to teach you to start your own small little business. It doesn't have to be big franchise. It doesn't have to be Jollibee or McDonald's or Pizza Hut or Domino's or all the food. All those are food stuff, right? I guess I'm getting hungry, Emma. So it doesn't have to be big businesses. You can always start small, and then bam, you can slowly make it bigger. That's what Emma said. The group
Yeah.
that we started, it was just like 500 before, and the weight came in, it was like 3,000. Now it became 6, and then now it's 21,000. Even the Alzheimer's group that I provide, that I'm serving, now it's 31,000. It's still growing every day. I'm still adding people there in that group, and there's always a people that you can serve. But here's the thing: you need to find that specific niche to serve that people. Before I ask Emma again, I see Ivy and Ting. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks, Mike. You inspired me and followed your mentorship and published my first book in Amazon. Oh yeah, by the way, congratulations, Ivy. I saw your post in our group. Thank you very much, Ivy, because I am very proud of you. We really want to highlight people who are actually doing this. Doing this because it is effective. It's a blueprint. People who are actually doing and following the mentor method, they're actually winning. They're actually winning. And the key here, it's not about getting the course. The key here is not about listening to us. The key here is you're taking action. I always say this, and I know it's hard to say, but this is action speaks louder than words. Action speaks louder than words. I can talk and talk and talk and talk the whole day, but if you guys don't take action, it's not going to do you good. Just like when I lecture my kids, I'll go up, stand up, and clean the hair, clean the room, fix the toilet, fix the dishwasher and everything. It's not going to do me good if they don't take action. So you guys, if you're watching live, you guys need to take action. So the first action that I want you guys to do is to put down what city you're at and what kind of business you want to do. What kind of business? So put down, hey, this is my city. I live in Martin, Tennessee. I want to start this business. Why? Because if you don't write it down, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't write it down, it's not going to become a reality. If it's all looking and all, what you call this, if all looking and all just saying, and if you don't write it down, it doesn't become a reality, right? It doesn't become a reality. Why? Even the Bible itself, God had to say it, and the people who are writing it had to hear it, but it doesn't become a physical thing. It doesn't become a reality until it was written. And if you really want to start your own business, if you really want to start your own small little business and influence, you got to write it down. Okay. Before I keep going and take over, Emma.
No, you're good.
I just want
I love
to give a shout
this.
out to OS taking action by commenting on this live video. Thank you, OS. She is live in San Antonio, Texas. I don't know what kind of business she wants, but that's good. At least you took the first action, Emma.
Well, this actually, I think this brings us to a great point, Mike, is to talk about, well, what if you know that you want to be an entrepreneur? What if you know you want to do an online business or a side hustle, but you don't know what it is? I love this. OA. I think that so many of us are like that, where we have so many ideas potentially. And trust me, once you get into the side hustle world, we have tons and tons of ideas. So it's actually hard to really narrow them out. And Melissa said she contemplated, alternative careers for 5 years and didn't start making it a reality until now. And so to answer that one is really now is always the best time to start. And luckily, in this day and age with internet and technology, you can start virtually for free. You can right now, everyone, what I want you to do actually right now is take your first step. Don't just write it down. Although I love the fact that you should write it down and you really should have a goal. But what I want everyone to do right now is actually go in Facebook and create their own Facebook group right now. Go ahead and, well, I guess keep watching, right? Keep watching, but go ahead and after this show, make your Facebook group. Because Mike will tell you, you need to serve an audience. But sometimes what you need is to create that audience too and to bring that audience to you. So creating a Facebook group, or this could be a community on other social media platforms out there as well. But create that group, create that community, and start serving them. So create your idea, write it down, and then do a Facebook group because it's free and it's so fast and it's so easy to start taking action. And this actually brings me to what Owe was saying, where he's like, I don't know what I want to do. Well, your Facebook group will actually tell you what you should be doing. But if you don't know really what you want to do, another helpful idea is to actually create a diagram that actually has two circles overlapping. And you're going to put your passions, you're going to put your talents, and then you're going to put like maybe ideas that you have and try to see where they overlap. And that will really help you narrow down, because you do want to choose something where you have some skills, you have some talents, you have some knowledge, and most importantly, you have passion. Like when Mike talks, it's like he's so energetic and he's so passionate about it. And so you have to have that. I know it's boring. But you have to have that. So write down your talents, your ideas, your passions, what you're knowledgeable about, and that will help lead you to the very first step, which is writing down what you want to do. And then take action and create your social media profiles like we just talked about.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Create a diagram. Can you spell diagram? I'm just kidding.
No.
All right. Well, before we keep going, I just would like to give a shout out to Jen A. Rosario. Thank you very much for watching. Good morning there in the Philippines. And of course, the other coach, Erwin Ursua. I work with him in the Philippines. He is actually a good friend of mine. We lived in the same house, traveled together in the Philippines, and he still works in the same company I used to work for. And he said he's listening from QC. Hi, Mike and Emma. The mentor method is absolutely great. We'll definitely take action today. There you go. Before we keep going, before I keep asking Emma some questions and learn from her, the expert on this is the next action I want you guys to do. The next action is to share this video. Share this video not only on your Facebook page, but privately. Share it to your friends. Share it to your friends. Why? Because first of all, sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. But secondly, when you share this, it's not because you're telling them, hey, this is what you need to do. When you're sharing this, you're telling them, hey, if other people can do it, you guys can do it too. And the goal here is not to impress them. My goal for you guys for this show is not to impress you. My goal is to impress upon you, that if I can do it, you guys can do it too. You guys can do it too. I'm just a little Filipino guy here in Martin, Tennessee, and doing my own thing and creating our small little influence here. And if I can do it, you guys can do it too. Emma, her name, Emma? She is from that famous, what you call this show? Emma, whatever you call that Emma, Harry Potter?
Emma Watson? There's a lot of famous Emmas out there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, she may sound like she's a famous actress. She may look like a very beautiful actress, but she's a very simple lady too. She's a regular physical therapist like me, just doing the side hustle, and gosh, she's winning. And you don't have to have a big talent. Just find that passion of yours, and everything will follow. Find that passion, the purpose, and the profit will follow. All right, Emma. Before I ask you the next question, we are going to go on a quick break. So we will be back in now. Go ahead, Lloyd. All right. Before we bring Emma back, I just would like to give a shout out to the world premiere of our show, The Fourth Project with Bob Quilapio. Quilapio, I hope I'm saying that right. Bob Quilapio, The Fourth Project, the world premiere in July the 8th, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Dubai time and 11 p.m. That is Philippine time. That is live from Dubai. Imagine that, live from Dubai, United Arab Emirates. And you got to watch that out. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be great. I love how he put it up there. He said, employment is a choice. Guess what? So is entrepreneurship. So is entrepreneurship. We have a choice, ladies and gentlemen. Now that action or the ball is back to you. All right. Again, thank you very much for watching and coming back and staying tuned in our show. We got the iBusiness show tonight. It's me, Dr. Mike Chu again. I have a special guest tonight. Her name is Dr. Emma Shapiro, wherein she will teach us again how to start your own little side hustle in your own individual industry. Emma.
Hey, welcome. I'm glad to be back from that little break. Amazing commercials, and I'm excited to watch that world premiere.
I know, right? It's from Dubai, UAE. Have you been to Dubai, Emma?
I haven't, although my brother did. He actually worked internationally internationally. And so he went to Dubai and a lot of different countries in the Middle East and around that area. So, but not me. I'm just a Midwesterner. So
A
I'm
New
just
Jersey
here.
girl. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I've been to Dubai. It's pretty nice. It's actually very, very beautiful. It's a beautiful country, and I met a lot of Filipinos there too. But obviously, Middle Eastern people. But yeah, it's a beautiful country, very progressive country. So anyway, if you guys are watching from Dubai here in iBusiness, I would really appreciate to comment down Dubai in the chat box, so we would know that you're watching from Dubai. Well, anyway, Emma, if next question for us, we just got to keep going. So you mentioned about finding that passion, and what will be next? What would be next? So in my case, okay, I can't find my passion. How about that? I can't find my passion. I'm just so burnt out right now with my job and my business or whatever. How can I find start a side hustle, Emma? How can I do that?
Well, I think that's a really good question, Mike. And one thing that I've learned is, what do you constantly feel yourself talking to people about? Like, maybe I know everyone has a passion, but you maybe just haven't realized it and it hasn't hit you hard enough. But say if you go, talk to a stranger, or you're in a classroom, or you're at a party, or you're talking to strangers, or whomever, what topic are you constantly talking about? Like me, my fiance is just so tired of listening to me because I always talk about business and entrepreneurship. I listen to entrepreneurial podcasts. I watch hours and hours of webinars to learn new topics. And so this is my passion. So I think my question would be, if you can't find your passion, is what do you like to just discuss with people? And I'm sure that may be your passion. And sometimes too, we actually have to make mistakes and start something to realize our true passion. And what I mean by that is, like, for example, myself, when I first started, I thought I wanted to talk about student debt and I wanted to talk about traveling physical therapy. And I still am really passionate about that. But I felt like limited in certain aspects because I wasn't a financial advisor. I wasn't a certified financial planner, for example. So I was really limited in how I could express myself and what I could share. And so I sort of stumbled more upon just entrepreneurism and realized that I liked that just as much, if not more, than debt and traveling physical therapy. And so for those of you listening, you may think you have your set plan, set business, or set passion, but it's okay to transition and do something else because, that first idea, it may fail, and that's okay. If you look at all the famous entrepreneurs, like, there's just so many out there. They failed so many times, and people told them that they were silly. People told them that they couldn't do it, and they kept on believing in themselves, and they had to maybe pivot. So be flexible and pivot, but ultimately then you'll become successful and you'll find your true passion.
I love that. I love that word. You know what? You know what she said, ladies and gentlemen? She said pivot. It's so hard to pronounce that. That's why I don't say it.
Well, it's so
Pivot,
important.
pivot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we say it pivot in the Philippines, but it's pivot in America or English. So the word pivot means you're turning either left or right. You have that one foot planted and you're just trying to turn. You're turning to the left, turning to the right. Because most of the time when you're starting up a business, you're going to fail. You're going to fail, just to tell the truth. You're going to be rejected. You're going to get a lot of no's. People will try to pull you down. People will say bad stuff about you. Those are inevitable. Okay, it's inevitable. It will happen to you, ladies and gentlemen. But failure is just an event. It's not a person. It's not you. It's just an event. And yes, you will encounter those no's. You will encounter those failures. But it doesn't matter how many times you failed or fallen or got sick. What matters is how many times you get up and do this all over again, ladies and gentlemen. Every day I fail. And that's what Emma mentioned. You have to learn how to pivot. And that's the way there. You have to learn to adjust your sail. You have to learn how to adapt to the current situation. Now, and like what Emma mentioned earlier, now is the time to start your own side hustle. Now is the time to start your own side hustle, whether it's online, whether it's selling physical products, whether it's actually providing a coaching services, whether it's actually providing a one-on-one session to your client, you now is the time to start in finding that specific passion of yours. All right, Emma, let me go back to you. So you mentioned about failure in a way. Bert always asked this question. He would do this. He's doing this. Bert, we miss you. It's like this. Whoa, this is a deep dive of our talking right now. So we're gonna ask you, what are your biggest failure, Mike? So that's what he does. So, what is your biggest failure, Emma? And how did you, what you call this, got over it?
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I mean, I think, gosh, I'm gonna have to think about that one for a second. But I mean, there are so many little failures too. And I actually think that big failures are important to focus on, but I also think it's important to focus on the little failures as well, because every single failure is a growth moment. So like all my
Mm,
failures, when they happen, I'm really frustrated. I get really down, but I take it and I'm like, how can I make that better? Was it maybe my communication? I need to improve my communication. Was it my onboarding? I didn't have a series of steps that made it very clear what this person was going to get or what they needed to do next. And so every failure, whether it be big or small, you should remember it and you should take it and you should learn from it, and it will make you better. So you actually want to fail. You want to fail because that's how you get that much better. I think I don't really have any like big failures. I think more of my failures come from just realizing that this wasn't the right route and transitioning, going from talking about my student debt and traveling to more entrepreneurism. I think that was not necessarily a failure, but just a realization that I wasted some time. That instead of making these resources for debt and traveling, even though they still make me money, I'm passively earning several $100s every so often from my Amazon self-published books and from my podcast and from my website. So it's never a failure, really, because the beautiful thing about many businesses is that you can continue and just pivot and keep that. So I still have my book, I still have my podcast, and it's making me money, even though technically it's a failure because I've pivoted to more entrepreneurship. But it's not really a failure because it's me just realizing what can I do better and what do I need to do differently. So I think that's one advice too, is don't look at it as a failure. Look at it as just what do I need to change and adapt to. I'm trying to think of any other like failures that really, I think just like
I think you're just
communication
perfect, right?
is good. Okay, I'll stop there.
No, I think you're just perfect, so you
Oh
don't get
goodness.
failure.
No, no, no. I think,
Go ahead, go ahead.
I think my biggest failures are when I try to do something new and it doesn't take off how I feel like it should. And I think a lot of people like let me know if you can relate to that. Maybe you had an idea and you shared it with someone, or maybe you started a business or created a business and it just didn't take off how it should, or people just didn't relate to it like they should or like it like they should, and maybe you got some negative comments or negative feedback. I think that's my biggest failure, is that when that happened to me, I would get really down and really upset, and then I wouldn't market anymore. And that I think is my biggest failure, was I stopped sharing my voice because of a couple people who knocked me down. And I will tell you that the 1% of the negative people, you're always going to hear them the loudest, but ignore that, because there are going to be so many more people that you're helping and so many more people that are maybe not saying how much they really like you, but really do like you, really do appreciate you. And so keep spreading the word and keep marketing even when you feel like your voice is not valuable. I think that was my biggest failure, was I just stopped sharing my voice when I felt like I didn't think it was valuable.
Perfect, perfect. I don't know if you are still watching, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, I know I like you guys watching, but I was just listening to Emma. You know what she wanted to tell us? Treat those failures not as a failure. Treat those failure as a learning lesson. Treat those failures as a learning lesson. Just like in working out, you see, I work out, I weigh 220 pounds. But when you're working out, when you're actually lifting weights, see my muscle there? You see that muscle, Emma? Very flabby, right? But when you're lifting weights, we have what you call 1 RM. 1 RM means your one repetition maximum. It means you're lifting that weight to the point that you can only do one repetition out of it. One repetition, your maximum repetition. And the reason why we have that 1 RM concept is that we as therapists, we want that muscle to fail. And once that muscle reached its failure, guess what? We're happy about it. Guess what? Oh, you reach your 1 RM. You reach that one big, whatever you call that, bench press. That's your 1 RM, 220 pounds or 300 pounds of whatever, lifting that barbell. Because that's 1 RM, one repetition maximum of one big failure. When you get that one big failure, guess what? Your muscle gets used to it. You get stronger with it. So the more failures that you get, guess what? The more stronger, that's it, right? The stronger that you get, right? The stronger your muscle gets. And that's the same thing with starting your own business. The more failures that you get, the more learnings that you get, the lessons that you learn. And you notice the word RM, okay? The word RM, repetition maximum, the word repetition. You just don't do it one time. You do it again and again and again. Repeat it again and again. Why? Repetition is the mother of learning. It is the father of action and in the architect of results. If you want results in your life, if you want results in your business, if you want results in your whatever you wanted to do, starting your own business, improving your influence and impact in your industry, you have to keep repeating it, even if you have to fail again and again. But here's the thing. When you're failing, you have to learn how to adapt and adjust and learn from it. Before I keep asking Emma, I just want to give a shout out to Joffrey De La Cruz, Dr. Joffrey De La Cruz in Chicago. I know he's in Chicago. Thank you very much for watching. All right, Emma, I know you are so busy. Thank you very much for joining us in our show here. Any special major or not major, any special tips for us on how to really start our own side hustle? And what website, where we can reach out to you? What's your social security number, your date of birth, your credit card number? You don't really need to say that. You can just
no, I'm kidding.
So tell us where we can reach you.
I'd be happy to help with any questions anyone has. The best way is you can just email me, alternativehealthcarecareers@gmail.com. Once again, that's alternativehealthcarecareers@gmail.com. And our website is alternativehealthcarecareers.com. You'll find a wealth of resources there and different courses and programs if you're interested. But email me and I'd be happy to try to answer any specific questions you have and really get you on the right foot. I mean, my biggest advice is like Mike said, write down what you want to do. And then really the first step is make a Facebook group. Because you're gonna start creating your audience, you're gonna start creating your influence, you're gonna start learning how to talk and how to communicate, how to sell, how to market, how to ask people. You're gonna learn what people really like and resonate about you, and so you can really really grab that and create that as your own and create your brand. And then what people really want to learn from you. So I think that's my number one tip is go out there and make that now and start connecting with people and start practicing and just being open, being honest and just trying your best. And I wish everyone the best. And I know that each one of you have an amazing passion and amazing idea out there. And I'm so excited to see it happen.
All right. Again, thank you very much, Emma. I appreciate you. Thank you. Again,
Thank you,
reach
Mike.
out to her, alternativehealthcarecareer@gmail.com. And of course, her website, alternativehealthcarecareers.com. Again, we're going to be back in a few seconds. All right, we are back again. Thank you very much, Emma, for coming over. We really, really appreciate you for teaching us about how to start your own side hustle, finding that passion, finding that purpose, and all that profit will follow. So let me flash our poster announcement. So again, do not forget and remember to watch the big picture every, obviously, Monday to Friday with our director, Mr. Lloyd Luna, Mondays to Fridays at 7 p.m. Don't forget to watch that. That is in the Philippine time. And again, Mr. Jesse Rebustillo, HR Hotline, every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 12 noon. And of course, the Fourth Project, the world premiere every Wednesday and Saturday, 7 p.m. And then Miss Carmine Ortega, the U-Turn Show. It's an awesome show wherein she teaches you if you need to left, go to right, make a U-turn. That's Miss Carmine Ortega, Mondays and Thursdays at 10:30 in the morning. And of course, the home buyer with Dante Salamat. Dante Salamat, Mondays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. And of course, I keep on saying of course, right? Mr. Wan Lu, the puppet stories every Tuesdays and Fridays at 5 p.m. And of course, the new one, a TNC original. I think everyone is original here, right? But the TNC original, the marketplace. I think you guys need to watch this, the marketplace, because you will learn a lot from here. You need to support our fellow business owners every Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays at 9:30 in the evening. I hope I can read that. I hope that's right. Again, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching iBusiness on how to improve your influence and impact in your industry by following again the mentor method. MENTOR. Letter M is meet a need. Oh gosh, I feel like I missed Bert, right? Letter M, meet a need. You got to find that meet a need. You got to find that niche, ladies and gentlemen. That's what Emma did to us today. She is serving that specific group. She met that need. And letter E is educate. Learn how to educate your audience, educate your niche, educate that specific market. Why? Without educating, they're not going to see you as the authority. How do you become the authority in that field? Is obviously you start it by creating your own book, writing your own book. In that way, you can be the best that you can be. If you don't know how to write a book, reach out to me, reach out to Emma, reach out to Bert. We'll teach you how to write a book because there is a step-by-step process in how to do it, right? How to do it. Another way to educate people is actually starting your own little show. It doesn't have to be fancy. You can start with a simple Facebook page like what Emma mentioned. You can start with your own Facebook page. You can it's free. You can start it for free. It doesn't have to be fancy like this, right? Next step is letter N. Letter N is network. You'll learn how to network with people. The reason why I created my own influence and impact is I've networked with Emma. I've networked with Bert. I've networked with Lloyd and Apple. You got to learn how to reach out to people. No man is an island. No man is an island. You cannot live in your own bubble, ladies and gentlemen. You need to network with people. Reach out to them. Reach out to those people who are actually doing what you're doing. Reach out and look for a coach. Okay? Next letter is letter T. Letter T, you have to find a team of people that will believe in you, that will push you to your next level. Because like what I always say, you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So who are you hanging out with, ladies and gentlemen? Who are you hanging out with? If you're hanging out with awesome people, guess what? You're going to be awesome. If you're hanging out with people who are actually pulling you down, even your own company that you're working for, if your own company is unethical, guess what? One way or another, you're going to be unethical too. If your company is the best company that is very ethical, that is actually believing in you and supporting you, guess what? You're going to be awesome too. You're going to be better, right? So you have to be intentional. The key here is being intentional. You have to be intentional. If you don't write it down and be intentional about your plans, it's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. What's the next letter? Letter O. Letter O, one-on-one coaching. You need to find a coach that's going to actually, I'm sorry if I hurt you there. You have to find a coach that's actually going to push you. If you don't have a coach yourself, it's going to be hard for you to learn because they need to point out what you're doing wrong. If you feel like you know everything, guess what? That's not right. You need to find somebody that's actually going to tell you, hey, Michael, this is wrong. Michael, this is right. Michael, this, and that. As somebody that's actually going to believe in you. All right. So thank you very much, Juan Lu, for watching. Thank you. And then last but not the least, before I keep on going, the last but not the least on the letter R, on the letter O, you need to find somebody who's going to coach you. In that way, when you're able to, when you're ready, you can coach somebody. And when you can coach somebody, guess what? You can be a good leader. You can be the authority again in that specific field. Remember, before you can be a good leader, you need to be a good follower. You need to be a good follower. You don't want to be a bossy. You don't want to be bossy. You want to be a good leader. And last but not the least, letter R, repeat or recurring revenue. All those letters that I mentioned, if you're not making money out of it, it's not a business, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually just a hobby. There's a difference between a hobby and a business, right? Hobby, you're wasting money there. Business, you're making money out of it. And that's what we want to teach you, how to improve your influence and impact in your specific industry. Again, thank you very much. I wish you all the best. Before I let you go, we will continue to have our show every Tuesday and Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And of course, there in the Philippines, 9:30 a.m. every Wednesday and Friday. There you go. Catch us live from Tennessee and Texas, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time and 9:30, obviously, in Eastern. And Wednesday and Friday, 9:30 a.m. Philippine time. Again, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Next Thursday, we have again a special guest. You got to catch this because that next guest is just like Emma, really rocking it, being a mentor in this field. All right, again, thank you very much. We appreciate you. I hope Bert's back next Thursday. We appreciate you. Again, be awesome, be great, be excellent, and I hope to see you again next Thursday. You have a good night. Bye-bye.